Do you love silly stories for kids? Why not consider joining our family? You can even get a very special message from one of your favourite Silly Stories for Kids characters. Head over to the website to find out more. It's your support that helps us to continue to make exciting stories and more crazy content.
Did somebody say crazy?
Oh, Pimpin, no. One day, 3 kids named Dawson, Rowan, and Luca were all just waking up. As they woke up, they slowly opened their eyes. They got out of bed and they started heading in towards the lounge room, and when they got there, sitting in the middle of the room was a little present. What do you think it is?" said Dawson. "I got no idea," said Rowan. "I'm going to open it," yelled Luca as he raced towards the present. "Hang on, we're not sure if it's for us." Luca picked it up and there was a card on it. I can't read this," he said. "I've got it," said Dawson. He picked it up and had a look. It says, "Dear Dawson, Rowan, and Luca, enjoy." "What do you think that means?" said Rowan. "I don't know," said Dawson. "Well, I think we should open it," said Luca. Okay, well, it is addressed to us, so I guess so." So the kids opened up the present, and as they did, they found what was inside. "It's a watch," said Rowan. "That's cool. I like watches. Okay, well, let's put it on. Who gets to wear it first?" said Luca. "I think you should wear it, Dawson, because you're the oldest." Okay, I'll try." So Dawson popped it on. He looked at it. "I don't think the time's quite set right." "Oh, well, how do you set it?" There seems to be some buttons here on the side. I'll see what I could do." The boys huddled together and looked at the watch as Dawson started pressing the buttons. As he did, something very, very strange started to happen. They looked around and realised that the world around them was moving very, very quickly. "What's going on?" said Rowan. I don't know," said Dawson. "Something very strange." "Whippy!" said Luca, watching everything dance and move around them. Eventually, it all stopped and they looked around. "Where are we?" said Rowan. I don't know," said Dawson. They looked around and all of a sudden, some knights in armour started riding towards them on horses. "Good day, gentlemen! What are those funny clothes you're wearing?" said one of the knights. "Where are we?" said Rowan. "What do you mean, where are we?" "Where did you come from and why are you wearing such old clothes?" said Rowan. "We are not wearing old clothes. This is the finest brand new armour that's just been made by the local blacksmith." "Blacksmith?" said Luca. "Why did you go to a blacksmith?" "Everybody goes to the blacksmith. You need your armour for the battle." "Battle?" said Dawson. "What are you talking about? Haven't you heard?" "Oh dear," said the boys. "What seems to be going on?" Maybe," said Rowan. Has this watch sent us to a different time?" Oh, they looked around. Sure enough, there was no new buildings. There was no big skyscrapers. There was no paved streets. It was just dirt roads and fields and tiny little huts. "How do we fix it?" said Dawson, looking at the watch. "I don't know," said Rowan. "Come on, boys, we need to get you suited up for some armour." "Really?" said the boys. "Come on." So the knights put the boys on the back of their horses and started riding in towards town. When they got there, they went into the local armoury. "All right, pick whatever you want. This one's on the king." "Oh, okay." So the boys went into the armoury and started getting suited up with armour. It was very, very heavy and very, very clunky. "All right, now pick a sword." "We get to pick real swords," said Luca. "Well, that's a little bit fun," said Rowan. They went through and found the ones which they liked the best. Dawson found one that had a very amazing handle and a few blue stones set in the sides. Rowan picked one that had green stones all the way up the hilt. And Luca picked up 2 little swords, one for each hand. "Oh, good choice, boys, good choice. All right, now we need to do some practicing." I guess so. So they went out of the armoury and sure enough, behind there was a training area. Each of the boys got to take turns using their swords on all the different dummies and things and practicing all kinds of moves. "This is so much fun," said Dawson. "Yeah," said Rowan, "but we don't want to end up in the actual battle." "No, me either," said Luca. "How do we get out of here?" "Dawson, where's that watch?" said Rowan. Rowan took the watch off Dawson's hand. "Let me try." He put it on his wrist and started pressing some more buttons. As they did, the world around them spun once more. Everything was moving so quickly, and they watched and watched as things got more and more crazy. Once it eventually stopped, they looked around. Nothing but plants everywhere. "Where are we?" said Rowan. "I've got no idea," said Dawson. They heard a noise. "What was that?" said Dawson. "I don't know," said Luca, "but I don't think I want to find out." Just then, a dinosaur came charging out of the bushes. "Run!" yelled Dawson. The boys started to run. As they were running, Dawson looked across at Rowan, and Rowan looked across at Luca. "Where's Luca?" They turned around, and there, standing in front of a giant T-Rex, was Luca with his two tiny little swords. "Come on, I'll take you," he yelled. "Roar!" said the dinosaur, swinging down towards him. Luca held up his tiny little sword, and as the dinosaur was about to chomp him, Dawson and Rowan came running in from the side and tackled their little brother straight out the way. "What are you doing?" "Well, I had a sword," said Luca. "You can't fight a dinosaur! Run!" The boys started running through the jungle, and as they did, the dinosaur was stomping after them. Boom! "Keep running! What do we do?" "Press some more buttons," yelled Dawson. "Okay," said Rowan. He started pressing buttons on the watch very, very quickly. He said as he was pressing and running, and the dinosaur was coming down to try and chop them, and as it did, the world started spinning once more. It spun and it spun and it spun and changed and wobbled and spun even faster and faster until eventually it stopped once again. The boys looked around. "Everything's so sleek and shiny," said Rowan. "Yes," said Dawson. "It looks so amazing." Just then, a man came floating over towards them. "Good day, children. Why are you out of your homes right now?" "We're not quite sure," said Dawson. "Yes, and why are you wearing such ridiculous old clothing? What do you think this is, the 1600s?" "Well, what year is it?" said Rowan. "It is the year 4545. 45, said Dawson. "What do you mean?" "What do you mean, little child?" I don't know. Something strange seems to be happening." "Well, we best get you kitted up." "Kitted up with what?" "Well, you don't seem to have any flying boots." What are flying boots?" "Don't be ridiculous. Come with me, children." So the man took the children into the shop next door. "All right, step onto the measuring pad." The kids looked around. "That thing just there." "Oh, okay." So they each stepped onto the measuring pad, and as they did, some shoes appeared on their feet. "These are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn," said Rowan. "Yeah," said Dawson, "these are incredible." "Look at me," said Luca. The boys turned around, and there was Luca running around the air inside the shop. "Oh, very good. He seems to be quite the natural," said the man that was floating around next to them. How do they work?" said Rowan. "Just start to walk and see." So Rowan started to walk, and as he did, he no longer landed on the ground. His feet were walking through the air. "This is so strange." "Ridiculously strange," said Dawson. "I'm really hungry," said Luca, standing on the roof. "Well, if you need some food, come across here." So the man took them across to a tiny little machine. "What is this?" said Dawson. "What are you talking about? Have you kids never been here before?" Well, we're actually from the year 2024. "Oh, very peculiar. I didn't know we'd invented time travel yet." "Neither did we," said Rowan. "But it's fun," said Luca. "Anyway, you did need some food, didn't you? Well, I'll show you how it works." The man picked up the tiny little machine and popped it in the middle of Luca's forehead. "What's he doing?" said Luca, looking cross-eyed, trying to see what was happening. Hold still." As he held the machine right next to him, all of a sudden a package landed in the middle of Luca's hands. He looked at it. It was green and purple and orange and very strange looking. "Do I eat it?" said Luca. "Of course you eat it," said the man. "Oh, okay." So Luca popped it in his mouth. "Yum! This is the most delicious thing I've ever eaten my whole entire life," said Luca, unbelievably excited at the amazing taste that he could taste. "Oh, can I try it?" said Dawson. "Don't try his one. Try this one." He put the machine in the middle of Dawson's head, and as he sat, a package appeared in his hands as well. His was blue and pink and yellow. Oh, he popped it in his mouth. "Wow! It tastes like everything all at once. This is incredible." "What about me?" said Rowan. "Can I have a turn as well?" "Of course, little boy. Pop it. Here you go." He popped the machine on Rowan's head as well, and as he waited, a package appeared in his hand. It was just green. Oh, I've never seen a just green one before. Yeah. Okay, said Rowan. He popped it into his mouth, and as he did, there was an explosion inside of his mouth. Rowan, are you okay? Steam was coming out of his ears. As it slowly subsided, he sat and opened his mouth. That was incredible! The boys all laughed. They were having so much fun. This place is amazing, but we need to get back home. How do we do it? Let me have a look, said the man. He had a look at the watch. Oh, okay. It looks like if you line this one up here and this one over here, then you can select the year with this one. All right, hang on. He put the watch on Luca. Hold still, little boy. Okay, said Luca. As he held still, the man changed all the numbers. Okay, now I'll stand back, and when you're ready, just press that button there. Okay, thank you, said the boys. Goodbye, said the man. So the boys sat, and Luca pressed the button. The world started to spin. It spun and it spun and it spun until eventually the boys appeared back inside their lounge room. Whoa, that was ridiculous, said Dawson. Yeah, said Rowan. Where did this watch come from? I got no idea, said Luca. At that moment, the door opened and their mum came into the room. She looked at the boys, who were wearing old-fashioned armour and very new-looking shoes. Boys, where did all this stuff come from? Well, said Rowan, you wouldn't believe us, even if we... Why is Luca running around the ceiling? Even if we told you. And that is the end of the story. Today's episode is brought to you by Silly Stories Timepieces, the only watches that don't even tell the time, they can change it. We hope that you've been enjoying Silly Stories for Kids. Be sure to leave a review wherever you find your podcasts and share it with one of your friends. This has been us at the Silly Stories Timepiece Company. And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.